Welcome to the High at 9 News Hour, where you will hear from cannabis industry experts and professionals from around the country talk about important topics while shining light on global issues and discussing cannabis as it relates to politics, regulation and reform, data and technology, science, research and medicine, family and parenting, art, celebrities and entertainment, fitness, sports, mental health and wellness, and plant-based medicines and entheogenics. Together, we are building a stronger community, fighting the stigma and creating change. With your hosts, Jason Beck and Rico Lamitte, joined by special industry expert correspondents from around the country, and daily antics brought to you by Cannabis. Coming to you live every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific Time and high noon on the East Coast. And thank you all for getting high at 9 with us. Oh, look, there he is.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Told y'all something this.
Hey? I bet.
Welcome back, everybody. You are now tuned in to another episode of High at 9 News. Thank you for joining, not only to get high at 9 with us, but also high noon on the East Coast. I'm Rico Lamitte, the dopest dad on the street, and it's Thursday, March 30th. Today is National Pencil Day because pens are permanent and fuck commitment. National Take a Walk in the Park Day because walking in the street will get you killed. National Virtual Vacation Day. And who needs a beach when Zoom backgrounds got all the sunshine you need? National Turkey Neck Soup Day. That's disgusting, man. And National I Am in Control Day because you are the beta. And National Doctors Day. So shout out to all the doctors out there, legit and not, bringing the world the treatments they want and need. Everybody out there watching, please like, share, and hit the subscribe button. Follow us at High at 9 News across all social media platforms for live mornings.
Oh, what was that?
Little theme music going behind me. I'm walking through the streets or some shit. Hey, we're live weekday mornings on YouTube and Twitch, audio only on Clubhouse. If you do choose the Clubhouse route, you can also participate in the show by raising your hand with a brief comment on the story presented. And getting things started today. Y'all know who it is. It is the industry's longest continuously operating retailer, known as White Gucci in Detroit, known as Gucci Blanco down at Mar-a-Lago. And he's also Matt Gates's fixer, so I hear. Y'all know who it is. Jason Beck.
And Rico, the turkey neck soup, I thought that was for Marijuana Mitch.
Gobble, gobble.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with turkey neck soup. Clearly, you highfalutin people down in Mar-a-Lago know nothing about turkey neck soup.
I've never,
my
never
family
today.
turkey neck soup, and I never fuck with that shit, man. It's a turkey neck. Why am I gonna eat it?
Because
it's
delicious.
Back in the 1800s.
What's so delicious about the turkey neck?
It's not about the meat. It's about the
rest of the
flavor. Come on, people.
I generally like neck.
It's a spinal fluid.
I always save the turkey neck.
I'm just saying, I generally like neck, but whether from turkey.
I like getting neck. You know what I'm saying?
Oh boy, here we go.
Well, I like some turkey neck.
Man, and you know
Are
what?
you a vampire, Rico?
Today we have two stories today, back to back, all involving everyone's favorite dispensary chain across America, MedMen. All right, because today Adam Bierman is just a little bit richer because he's set to get $3 million from MedMen. Can you believe that, everybody? An arbiter ruled that Bierman was entitled to $3,063,300 plus costs of $49,243.34 for a total award of a whopping $3,112,543.34 related to his separation from the company. The base award represents the value of Bierman's super voting shares and a bonus of 12 million common shares as of August of 2020. But beleaguered MedMen was once billed as the first unicorn of cannabis, meaning the company had $1 billion valuation before going public. But now it is selling off parts and drowning in debt. In a quote, "After 3 long years, I'm glad the truth has come out and that I can finally share my story," Bierman said. The court found MedMen, as well as the former executive chairman, guilty of fraud. This judgment completes the factual narrative as I passionately chase the end of prohibition, he says. However, the win could be cold comfort for Bierman, as MedMen recently reported that it has a working capital deficit of a whopping $37 million and noted that it is a ongoing concern. MedMen stated that it had already defaulted a debt with a senior lender and would need to obtain an extension or refinance. The company has just $15 million in cash and equivalents on the books and a market cap of only $25 million. The stock was selling for less than 2 cents a share. According to the court document, MedMen went public on May 29th of 2018 with its stock first listed on the Canadian Securities Exchange. Days before the IPO, Bierman, as CEO of MedMen, executed an employment agreement for himself, which provided among its benefits, you ready for this? $1.5 million in base salary, an equity grant based on a time vesting schedule, and a special IPO bonus of $4 million if the company reached a $2 billion valuation. Bierman received the valuation bonus in September of 2018. However, the company never revisited those lofty valuations. The stock was selling at roughly $3.54 at the beginning of 2019, but plunged to just roughly 53 cents by the end of 2019. Before the IPO, MedMen agreed to buy PharmaCann, but the deal ultimately fell apart back in 2019, and MedMen's stock fell, and the company needed to restructure as it cycled through several chief financial officers. The final award settlement claims that it was a failure of the deal that caused the stock price to fall, but the company also was reporting heavy losses and not paying its vendors. In addition, the co-founders were accused of enriching themselves as the company struggled. In December 2019, an investor died before completing his $20 million investment into the company. Initially, Ben Rose committed that Wicklow Capital, MedMen's then largest equity investor, would make up this shortfall. Rose was both a representative of Wicklow and executive chairman of MedMen, but the commitment soon morphed into an ultimatum to obtain the cash infusion on Christmas. Bierman, Modlin, and Gannon had to sign personal guarantees on the money, or Wicklow would allow MedMen to miss payroll and other obligations. In May 2019, Bierman reduced his salary to $50,000 and charged his equity grant to be discovery and based on performance for investor settlement morale, the statement read. According to the statement, on January 24, 2020, Bierman called Rose to tell him he was thinking of stepping down as CEO. The next Monday, January 27th, Bierman met with Rose and John McCarthy, Wicklow's general counsel, at MedMen's offices to negotiate the terms of Bierman's exit. At the time, Rose chastised and cursed at Bierman, and at some point, the negotiations became so contentious that Gonan had to physically restrain Rose when he got up and moved as though he was going to strike Bierman. However, despite an oral agreement between Rose and Bierman for 18 million shares, the written separation agreement made no mention of Bierman's right to a specified number. According to the board minutes, it was determined that the consideration MedMen would pay to Bierman to surrender his super voting shares would be put through a more rigorous valuation process. According to the final award statement, Equity Methods valued the super voting shares at $951,300. F.W. Cook, on the other hand, valued the 2019 excess contribution at about negative $4.9 million, essentially concluding that no compensation was owed to Bierman for his portion. Bierman contended that MedMen breached the separation agreement in 3 ways. One, relying on the Equity Methods report, which contained manifest errors to value the super voting shares, 2, relying on the FW Cook report again to manifest errors to value the 2019 excess contribution, and 3, failing to issue any shares or cash for the super voting shares. The arbiter ruled that the equity methods report did not contain manifest errors and also denied Bierman's request for a multiple of 2.5 times the $3.7 million shares owed to him because the claimed fraud was not proven by clear, convincing evidence. With this case behind him now, Bierman said he's looking to get back into the cannabis game, noting that he is working on a few projects. One is a new retail concept based on the convenience store model with low overhead and higher margins. Well, I'm just going to digress right there and see what y'all have to say, because this is Jason Beck reporting for the High at 9 News Hour. What do y'all think?
Wow, good for Bierman. Good for Bierman. He's entering into his second act. I can't wait to watch what he does, how he's changed, how he treats people with respect, has a more inclusive work environment, is more collaborative, with other cannabis businesses, and really makes the world a better place.
I'll be covering some of that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Hold on. I wonder if his low overhead concept is just that Circle K model that we covered that was fake news.
Might be Delta 8, guys. Might be Delta 8 play.
It very well could
okay?
be. You're 100% right on that, Liz. Definitely could be.
So are you accusing Adam Bierman of smoking Delta 8? Is that what you're doing right now?
I'm not accusing anybody of anything, but I'm just saying that this man is a genius, and we just need to give him more money. Yeah.
Right?
He's a $3 million richer.
Yeah.
After MedMen can't even pay its bills to people, it is just insane.
It's insane that he's able to take another leadership role. And it's insane that investors continue to trust him, because they will continue to trust him. He's going to raise it.
He's a white male.
Yeah.
He's a white male in corporate America. Of course, he's going to feel upwards.
Oh, man. We're going to go to commercial. We're going to come back and we're going to talk more MedMen in just a minute with Rico's story. So we're going to pay this quick bill. We'll be right back.
How's it going, guys? Saman Razani coming to you from Green Street here with Jason Beck, smoking on the best weed in the world. Did you know that we have an audio-only version of our podcast available on Apple, Google, Amazon, iHeartRadio, and Spotify? Tune in now and check it out.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Coming up next, it is the dope dad himself who has some type of fraudulent story from MedMen and all of the craziness that goes on. I really can't believe that this guy got another $3 million after he basically bankrupted the company. But we're going to keep on going because it's the dope dad's time to talk about MedMen. Let's hear what you got, Rico.
Dude, Adam Bierman just continues to fail upwards, man. And whatever. Just when y'all thought it was safe, the cannabis industry's original supervillain is right back in this bitch like he left something. Of course, Adam Bierman's best known for taking MedMen public back in 2018, with the company quickly reaching a valuation of $2 billion, not one like you said, Jason, $2 billion, making what they called themselves at the time the Apple Store of weed, the industry's first official unicorn. But after a bill to acquire PharmaCann, things went south real quick. And now with multiple lawsuits fingering Bierman and him getting vindicated like he did, getting $3 million like he did, he's fresh off that injection that Jason Beck just talked about, with that cool $3 million from the MedMen settlement in his pocket. And you know what? He's out here feeling himself. Like Lex Luthor on a redemption tour after claiming self-defense for stabbing Clark Kent in the face with a kryptonite knife. Bierman dropped in on the Hoban Minute podcast yesterday, hosted by Bob Hoban and Javier Ailet. And he said after a brief break from cannabis to spend time with family, he's now shopping a book with the working title of Forget Stoner. highlighting all the little people that consume as a nod to MedMen's 2018 national marketing campaign with the same title, featuring photos of firefighters, chefs, and others in an attempt to show how productive cannabis users can be in real life. He also had a few choice words for all the woke haters out there. He said that there's always going to be someone who hates you when you're just trying to change the world for the better, emphasizing the importance of staying true to one's core values despite facing criticism from various segments of society. There you have it, folks. Adam Bierman's a woke-hating, value-oriented American just like the rest of us. The former CEO also reminisced about how MedMen single-handedly changed public perception of the industry by offering welcoming, clean, and aesthetically pleasing storefronts consumers could not be prouder of to visit. The good old MedMen days. But I'm going to stop there and give more fuel to all of this revisionist history and open it up to the rest of y'all. Are y'all feeling this new age activism coming from a man of the people with a fresh $3 million in the bank? Was 2020 Bierman simply ahead of his time, speaking his First Amendment truths in an industry not yet prepared for all that alpha male energy? I don't know. You guys tell me. There's Rico Lamitte, the dopest dad on the street for High at 9 News. I want to know what y'all think about this.
Was he saying woke haters or people who hate woke people? Like the haters are the woke people are the haters? That was confusing to me.
Woke people are haters.
Well, wait, I just want to know what Adam Bierman's saying, which side he is on this. Is he trying to appeal to the hard-working white man? We can all get high.
No.
Fuck you, fuck you, woke people. I mean, is he trying to do that, or is he trying to be woke?
He didn't say white people. He didn't say white
He's
people.
definitely not trying to
appeal to the every person, because he is every person, is he not?
Yeah.
He's everybody.
Go woke, go bro.
Man, the people. He wears a Carhartt to work every single day.
I'm confused, Adam.
I mean, it's not that confusing. He's just saying, hey, you know what? We're not going to bend the knee to these woke policies is basically what he's saying. And we're just going to keep on trucking, and we're going to continue to make money because capitalism is king.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's
cool.
Adam Bierman is king.
Thank you for the translation.
No problem. Anytime.
Are you buying this, Jason? Are you buying the new act? Phase 2 of Adam Bierman.
I mean, let me tell you something. People just overall are stupid. Okay. And so definitely he's going to definitely raise the money for this new type of venture or whatever. I don't think that he won't do that. I mean, he's proven that he can just shuffle millions of dollars from tons of different people, and people aren't going to go after him for it. And he's just won another $3 million settlement, so we got more money in his coffers to stifle money from people. So I don't see this changing at all. What I really want to know is what is he going to call these new stores? That's what I really want to know.
Forget Stoner. He's gonna be pitching it to the everyman in society, the anti-woke cannabis lounge. That's what it's gonna be called.
I mean, I could just, since he wants to have low overhead, I mean, I think you should just call it Littles.
Littles. Yeah, shout out to.
Did he say he was opening actual stores again?
He said he has a concept for a new retail chain that he wants to come out that is low overhead. And,
I think low overhead means delivery. I don't think this man's getting back into brick and mortar.
Well, maybe it'll be a little delivery service.
He's soon going to be on his book tour, man. He has his book coming out.
Stop it. Are you serious?
You got his new that's what, yeah. That's what I just fucking said. He has a book coming out. He's been pitching his book. He's trying to get people to fund his book. Forget Stoner. It was a nod to the old MedMen campaign. Forget Stoner.
Oh my goodness. People are going to buy that book.
Yeah. The everyday cannabis man is Adam Bierman. That's what his book's going to be about. That's what his retail concept that you were talking about is probably going to be about. And he's just a man of the people, man.
He's going to go on a man of the people tour with Trump. You just
Stop
watch.
It. Yes. Stop it.
He's going to be stumping with your boy Trump.
No.
Jason Beck will be on this podium with him. Jason Beck, Adam Bierman.
Adam Bierman is a Democrat loving liberal. I don't know if he's going to be.
I've spent some time with Adam Bierman at South by Southwest in 2019, and he was just kind of creepy to be around. Just to be honest, I wish him nothing but the best if he does have pure intentions and he is trying to do good this time around.
No one believes that.
I do. He is creepy, and he feels it felt creepy kind of to be around him. It was me and maybe 6 other
Bad
people
energy.
in the green room, and it was like it was just icky. I don't know.
I met Adam a long time ago, and have been to a number of events with Adam and him pitching for money and pushing for lobbying efforts. As much as you may not like Adam, Adam's not stupid.
No, he's not.
No.
So
I don't think anybody's calling him stupid.
I
No.
get it, and I understand that people don't like him, but I think he's going to come back stronger than ever. Frankly, I think he got out of MedMen long ago enough to that he can push off their issues and onto other people.
He can blame, he can blame those issues that it was other people that screwed up the whole company and caused the devaluation and everyone to lose money. And none of it was my fault. Look, I got this $3 million settlement that proves that it wasn't my fault.
Yeah, and look at all these other bad people too. Look at what all these other bad people are doing.
Yeah.
He's got so many villains to point to and be like, at least I didn't do
Not
that.
me. Yeah.
He has a lot of straw men, I would say.
He won the case.
Yeah.
So I
Ugh,
mean,
3 million.
whatever.
I don't think he's going to see a dime of that $3 million.
Why is that?
Why?
feels
Because
good
they
to
got no
hear.
money. Because they got a lot of MedMen has so many other people to pay. Why do you
It's a
think
court
he's at the
judgment.
head
It's
of
a
the
court
line?
judgment.
They can close-
Yeah,
they can close
and then they go
a few more
bankrupt and
they can
blah, blah,
close
blah.
a few more
I think there's
locations and pony
plenty
up
of
their cash.
ways for him
MedMen,
not
there
to
is
get
no
paid.
bankruptcy in cannabis, Gretchen, so that's not reality. That's the outcome.
Okay, well, you want to make a bet?
And the Sorayas have a shit ton of cash, but they don't necessarily want to put it into MedMen.
How much money do they actually have still?
Soroya's got big bread. Don't get it twisted.
No. I'm talking MedMen. How much MedMen?
MedMen,
Like
MedMen
15
has
mil?
no. It was in my story. Hold on a second. Let me pull it up for you right now. It says right
that's
here.
How much
also
do they
unlikely
actually
to
still
pay
have?
off.
MedMen has
That's another source of bad debt. Betting with Jason.
Give me a second.
I think they got 15, but
Let me just read.
I think
Yeah.
it's-
They have 15 million in
Yeah.
on hand capital, but now how it reads, I'm not
to
sure
keep
if
the
that
lights
also.
on, I don't think that's going to Adam Bierman. I'm just
Yeah, they'll shut a dispensary, pay him out.
Why would they pay him out though? That's the whole point.
They
It's
have
like,
to
why
pay
would they pay him out before everyone else? I mean,
Because
does he
because
have
it's
that
a court
clause?
judgment. Because it's a court judgment. Because ultimately, it's either MedMen gets their financial situation in order, or MedMen falls into receivership, and then at that point, he would be one of the first people to be paid out because it was a court order. He would actually get paid out before vendors and before a lot of other people that have financial claims.
Great. Lovely.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely. The farmer,
Yes.
is getting screwed. The manufacturer's getting screwed. I mean, it's like, man, this industry is just littered with
Yeah, and-
bodies.
Patty says MedMen has their shareholders pledge their shares to lenders that are affiliated lenders.
PharmaCann's they walked away from that $682 million deal, all stock deal. How many people wish that they did that when other companies tried to buy them with all stock deals? Not gonna
You know what I think would probably be the ultimate swindler combination for Adam Bierman?
What's that?
If he partnered up with Steve D'Angelo.
Oh my god,
Man,
If
you
I
gotta. I
That
need
would be
to.
the
We need to have a
ultimate-
Steve D'Angelo episode. If you keep bringing him
That would
up,
be-
like it
that would
just
be
kind
the-
of feels. That just feels weird to me.
That'd be
It
like
just feels
two
weird to me,
super
Jason.
creepy all together, two little swindlers holding hand in hand.
Jason,
You
Jason, let's have a special High at 9 report on Steve D'Angelo, and I want you to tell me everything you think, and I want to tell you everything I think, and maybe
first of all,
we can better understand. Because I honestly, he's a friend of mine. I don't like all the pot shots. You know what I mean? I get that you have a
Well, let me
different
tell you
a
something.
different
Hold on,
insight
first
than
of all-
I do, and I want to respect that. But it feels a little bit like a little lame.
I mean, it can feel however lame you want it
Sure.
to, but
Sure.
I'm not worried about all that.
I know you're not. I know
Dang.
you're not, which is why I really want to learn. I really want to
I'm more than
understand
happy to
from
teach,
you.
and you have to be open to listening to the truth, because once you know the truth, you will not feel the same way that you do.
I've had conversations with people before on this issue, and it really, I can't wait to talk to you, Jason. I want to better understand
I can't
you.
wait. You will 100% understand. You will understand the real world, and you'll have an awakening. It'll be like taking a red pill,
I'm excited about that. Why can't you talk about that on High at 9?
because there's no stories about High at 9, and I'm not just here just to slander
No,
people.
or in public is what I'm saying. I want to. I mean, I think a lot of people would love to hear what you have to say
I'm sure that they probably
on
would.
this issue.
Oh
Let's
man,
keep
what
this
do you
party
say?
going.
Hold on.
Let's keep this party.
We got
going.
derailed.
Oh, hold on. I like what Patty says. I think in order for someone to talk about Steve D'Angelo, they must have been there from the beginning. Like for people like me and Jason are very select
Yes.
to others who really know how things went down.
And I want to
You're
learn.
100% right on that, Patty.
Is what I'm
100%
saying. Is
right.
I want nothing more than to learn.
But
Because
the
it's
thing is
history,
that
it's cannabis
I
history,
do
and
not-
also I know him in a different way. That's all.
I'm
So-
just saying. Well, you know him in a weird way, and so
Wow, thanks for that, Jason.
no problem.
Thank you. In a weird way.
Yeah, 100%.
What does that mean?
because
How do you
everyone-
know how I know him?
Anyone that
How do
We
you
move
know how I know him?
Y'all are killing my time.
I'm sorry.
I'd love to speak about
we're
Delaware.
moving to the next story.
Let's
We're going
move
on. We're
along.
here to talk about Adam Bierman, and you totally hijacked the conversation.
You did, dog. You did.
No, I brought him up.
Oh my god, I like this. There's so much heat today. I thought it was
Yeah, baby.
Tuesday, all this spiciness.
Oh yeah.
I like
Told
it,
you.
though.
The
I like
haircut.
this though. Let's keep this party going right here. Are we gonna do an ad or am I just like gonna go straight?
No,
into
you're
it?
going
Let
into
me-
Gretchen.
Let's go. Let's go.
awesome.
She is
Yeah.
known for mixing things up on K Street by day and in the kitchen at night. And the jury is still out on whether them weak ass outfits she forces her pit bulls into amount to animal abuse or not. But I'm a big fan of innocent until proven guilty, so I'm gonna stop talking shit before she comes at me. You know who it is, the founder of Panoptic Strategies and our very own Washington insider, Gretchen Gailey.
Good
Gretchen,
afternoon.
it's not me and you going at each other. I like this. I like this.
I know, it's kinda
kinda
weird.
juicy.
I
So
know.
cute. So cute.
It's got to
Mom
change
and Dad
the,
aren't
you know,
fighting.
balance.
And just for kicks, because I'm already bored with half of our stories, I'm not even going to do my story. Hell with it. I'll just tell you my headline, and then we can talk. Because trust me, there ain't much to it. Basically, my headline was Delaware Governor dodges question about vetoing marijuana legalization bills. So, basically, Delaware has passed adult use cannabis. They've sent it to the governor, and the governor, they're like, hey, governor, you gonna vote for this? You gonna sign it into law? And he's like, leave me alone. I got bigger issues. So, that's my story. In the real world, the governor has 10 days to sign this into law, or it becomes law, or he can veto it. He's vetoed it before. If he tries to veto it this time, they got the votes to override. Talk amongst yourselves. Is he going to veto, or is Delaware going to finally get some adult use legalization?
He's either going to veto it or he's not going to sign it and let it just default into law.
This is a red herring.
Yeah.
This
Joe
is a
Biden is
red
not going to
herring.
allow him to sign that bill into law.
It's a red herring, but is he going to be is he a Democrat?
Yeah. It's
Is he
Delaware.
gonna
Yeah, of
turn-
course.
Does he want to be labeled the Democrat Kristi Noem?
I don't think he has an
For the
issue with
people?
that. The man
He
has
has-
vetoed
yeah, he doesn't have
cannabis
a problem with that.
before. He says he's worried about the unintended consequences of cannabis legalization.
Of the
Such
two
as-
people who live in Delaware.
Such as, did he elaborate?
Yeah,
on
right?
those
Right, Liz?
unintended-
Such as
You're
lower
right,
Liz.
carbon
Who cares?
usage
Yeah.
He does
and
not-
less
he does not
alcohol
elaborate.
usage. So all the people who are lobbying to him and keeping him on vacation.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I think
No-
he's just,
no
he's
elaborating.
I think he's tossing that red meat out there for everybody to start fighting and say what they want and what they don't want. He's gonna push it back. It's just food for fodder.
I am really glad that they have the votes to override it. So regardless of whether he vetoes it or not, he doesn't really play a part in this. It's
Mhm.
like whether he wants to follow tide or otherwise he's just going to get steamed over as a governor.
The Delaware
I hope-
Anyway,
hopefully
he's
they
still
will
in
do it.
Delaware.
Delaware steamer.
Yep. I don't even think Delaware should be a state though. In all
What
reality.
Why?
are you
I
talking
mean,
about?
Why are you talking shit about Delaware, man? What Delaware did to you? Great businesses are founded in Delaware.
Oh wait, sorry. You know what? Sorry, I'm confusing that with Rhode Island. I apologize. Let me retract that statement.
Oh man, Jason!
Yeah.
Jason's just taking shots at everybody today, man. I
No
like
one's
it.
safe,
I don't know.
man.
Jason clearly
Fuck no.
woke up on the wrong side of the bed. And so,
No.
Adam, what should Jason do later today? He should tune in at 4 o'clock Eastern to my other show, if you want all Gretchen all the time, CWCB Expo on Thursdays from 4 o'clock to 4:20. We have you on your way by
Yeah.
4:20. We talked to industry experts today. And I'm just bringing this up today because a couple of you have already reached out to it, seeing it through my social media. I will have on Calvin Fry, who is a West Coast old school cannabis guy. So I think a lot of you know who he is.
Yes.
And we're just going to talk about what's going on and how he pertains to New York, and it's going to be fun. So tune in. It'll be live.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, for all my loving trolls, there is no comment section like we have here. So you can't give me too much grief. But you can comment afterwards later.
Just go and just send her a DM on IG and just
That's where it
blow
goes
up her DMs. You know.
Yeah.
Blow it up. Come see us.
Yes.
So you're gonna be
And
talking-
we'll give you, and if you tune in, there will also be a code to go to the show for free if you're in New York, June 1st to 3rd.
You be talking about Delaware today?
No, I ain't gonna talk about Delaware. No, Calvin done.
That's going to be fun. I'm tuning in because I'm coming to the show. And
Thank you, Liz.
I can't wait.
You bringing all the girls to the yard?
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe
Good time.
maybe we can invite everybody to our public, the public section of Discord, so we can talk about it.
Yeah, y'all can bitch about me on Discord. You,
Yeah.
Jason Beck, get it going.
I mean,
All right.
I'll just bitch
It's
about you in
halftime. I've
general.
gotten the show just back on the rails.
Oh my
You're
goodness.
welcome.
The Delaware
you,
Bridge.
Gretchen.
So amazing,
Move
Gretchen.
along.
So
Thank you.
so
I
so
know.
amazing. And she's drinking hot coffee again today. Look at that. Everyone's favorite.
I don't believe in iced coffee. I just don't understand that. I won't do it. I can't do it. I don't care if it's 100 degrees. I will always drink hot coffee.
And liberals sip tea, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're gonna go to a commercial. We're gonna be right back.
Keeping up to date on the evolving policies of relevant state, local, and federal governments is key to success. When the future of your business is at stake, you need representation as dedicated as you are. With a maze of laws and regulations surrounding cannabis, hemp, and psychedelics, knowing where to begin can be a challenge. Good thing the law offices of Omar Figueroa features a skilled, highly focused team ready to guide you through it all. They're accepting new clients in California and New York. So make sure you check them out at info@omarfigueroa.com.
The thoughts and opinions and general overall shade thrown at High at 9 News are those of the individual speakers and not those of High at 9 News, its audience, or its advertisers. The statements made do not constitute medical, legal, or financial advice, and for advice tailored to your specific situation, please consult with a licensed professional. If you're an easily offended person, this show is probably not for you, and maybe you should partner up with Adam Bierman and Steve D'Angelo.
Do it.
Control Tower from Highly Educated has perfected the dab. Utilizing the concept of thin film evaporation, you can waste none of it and taste all of it. The micro texture of the SE pillar increases nucleation at elevated temperatures. And with the tower propelling at 2,600 RPMs, it's certainly the most efficient dab experience to date. The Control Tower from Highly Educated.
Up next, this 25-year board-certified integrative medicine internist is a two-time best-selling author and the CEO of Balanced Medicinals, where she and her expert team cook up the meds because they know you're too lazy to do it yourself. Up next, y'all know who it is. It's Dr. Mary Clifton.
Thanks, everyone. I'm surprised to be coming on so early. But I'm all set to go. My article is actually provided from ABC6 Action News Investigation by Chad Pradelli and Cheryl Mettendorf, published Wednesday, March 29th. This is an investigation into a lawmaker who took a drug test to prove that Pennsylvania DUI laws are unfair. Marijuana laws are evolving, of course, from state to state, but in Pennsylvania and Delaware, the DUI laws are called zero tolerance, which means you can't have any amount of cannabis in your system, whether you perceive yourself to be impaired or not. And critics say that that's unfair, including Representative Chris Rabb, R-A-B-B. Rabb currently has a bill that would change the law in Pennsylvania and require proof of impairment for DUI due to cannabis. In mid-February, Representative Rabb agreed to take a drug test to prove his point. He takes tinctures that are liquids infused with cannabis, and he takes a third of a dropper under his tongue and swallows it before bed. It's been more than 12 hours since he took his last cannabis dose. He said, "I wake up feeling bright-eyed and bushy-tailed with no symptoms." So he agreed to take a drug test to prove his point that his drug test is positive, but he was completely unimpaired. He is among nearly 500,000 Pennsylvanians who have a medical marijuana card. He says he takes the tinctures after suffering PTSD, after being just steps away from a brutal murder outside of a corner store in 2016. Those of us who were there thought that the person would kill us all, he said. And that comment made me think about all of these active shooters in school and how many kids are going to be dealing with PTSD just because there was a shooter nearby, not because they were individually injured. So anyway, he, of course, has people who believe the way he believes and people who think that there should remain a zero tolerance. But, if there's any, so what do you guys think? Do you think a person should be in a position to get a DUI simply because they consume cannabis and they get pulled over? Or does there have to be a proof of impairment?
I mean, just I want to describe. Is there a definition of proof of impairment? Is there an actual legal definition of proof of impairment when it comes to
DRE?
Well, that would be a test. That would be a roadside test. But
No,
is it, proof of impairment? You have a test. But my question is, you can't just be pulled. You can't just get a DUI for admitting that you've had a drink before driving, right? You have to hit that limit.
Yes, you can.
You can.
You 100%.
So just saying that. Saying that.
100%.
I shut the fuck up when I get pulled over, so I don't even know. But
once you say that, you have given them probable cause.
Yeah.
So then that way they can give you a field sobriety test, which you should elect to turn down and tell them, just take me to the station and draw my blood. That's what you should take because that's going to take them the longest to actually figure anything out.
Personally, I wouldn't say anything. It's just me poking my head up. Like, can they just do that? I think it's wrong. Period.
I turn the camera on.
Well, I think it depends on the state. If there's an odor, you can argue that there was consumption. And then if you have a zero tolerance policy and there's the odor of cannabis in the car, then that could lead to a DUI.
I don't believe that odor is significant enough to cause for a DUI. I know in a lot of states that they do have the ability to do that. But I think the odor just means that you have something that smells like weed. You could be traveling with hemp, and it's still going to be the same terpene profiles that would be in cannabis that if you were carrying a bunch of smokable hemp.
And I forget which state, but somebody just recently put out that they were going to make the smell of weed no longer probable cause.
California's done that.
Yes.
California's done that. There's a couple other states that have done that as well.
There has to be, I don't care. When it comes to a DUI, there has to be some type of test. There has to be some type of impairment. For the cop in the story to just say if you consume cannabis in the past 24 hours, you're impaired is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's totally ridiculous.
They need to come up with a test.
Well, they're not going to come up with a test because there's no way to really test that.
They need to.
We don't need more.
It would be so much fun. Like, what would it be like? Sudoku.
Drug driving is farce, and the fact that people buy into this BS is just ridiculous.
I thought you were a fan of freedom, Gretchen.
Yes, I am.
Of course, I am also a fan of safe roads. So just because I'm a fan of freedom doesn't mean that I think anybody should be driving around, stoned out of their mind or, drunk as a skunk. I think that there should be standards in place and that we should have a real test. I'm not talking about
What about pharmaceuticals? What about pharmaceuticals?
Sure, absolutely. Throw them in jail.
There's plenty of people on opioids
everybody loves
every
to come at me
and
thinks I'm a hypocrite. I ain't no hypocrite. If you've done anything, I don't care what it is, legal or not, toss them in jail, no problem.
Yeah,
Tiger driving around on Xanax, whatever the hell he was doing, toss his ass in jail.
Would it be crazy to just say a good driving test, like just impaired, period? Impaired, period.
I'm with Nick on this because you can be charged with impaired driving for just being tired. There is a test already.
Right.
And Nick, I'm not talking about what test is he referring to. I'm referring to what they need to come up with is either a breathalyzer of some sort.
It's the video game test. It's the video game test. You put the thing over your head and it measures how fast your actual reaction time is to different things that are coming at you. That's the only thing that makes any sense at all. But we have
actual scientific test.
That is scientific.
Not something, Jason, not something that is left up to every
like the VR glasses.
No.
You on that. If you're racing to McDonald's.
What's that, Dr. Mary?
We need a munchie measure because what if you're just racing to McDonald's?
They just put you in an Oculus headset. They put you in the metaverse, and that's
Exactly.
where they can really tell.
They're going to measure. They're going to measure your eyes and how fast you react to the different
Mark Zuckerberg can
obstacles
tell.
that get presented in front of you. And to me, I think the computer can tell whether or not you're operating too slow or reacting too slow or whatnot, and all of that.
But
This
what
is
if you're just a
crazy.
slow person?
Well, yeah, we have Brandon up from the Clubhouse audience to comment on this. What do you have to tell us about what's happening in Missouri, Brandon?
Yeah, man, I'm actually driving from Kansas City to Oklahoma City for CannaCon, and it would be an hour and 45 minutes shorter if I went through Kansas. But if I get pulled over in Kansas, regardless, if they even see paraphernalia, that's a 30-day sentence. You have to get bonded out. So I'm driving all the way through Missouri and then hitting Oklahoma and going across, because there is no way I've got anything. I had a friend who's in her 70s, got pulled over coming back from the grocery store from her house in Missouri, going to the grocery store in Kansas. They found an old joint that was just left a roach, put her in jail. So
That's
yeah,
what they
it's
do.
state by state for sure. So yeah, fuck it, man, it's bullshit.
Godspeed, my friend. Be safe.
Appreciate it.
Drive safe out there, Brandon.
Just
Cruise
ridiculous.
control.
Oh man, you know what? And to all those environmentalists out there, he's having to drive an extra hour and a half and waste all of that fuel, all because of the laws in Kansas.
Man, I thought you were all about the law and order, Jason.
Oh man, we're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it moving. We're gonna go to our next commercial. We're gonna be right back. Coming up next, she's the host of the show that only allows women to participate, called Feminize. That's right, it's pretty popular, but she does only allow girls to participate, which I guess
We're called women, not girls.
whatever.
So you're saying it's discriminatory, Jason?
Whatever.
Oh,
Yes.
it's just, can I finish my intro, please?
No, I would say that it is a very educated show.
It's a very educated show.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Fair enough. But educated by
With all their
women,
windowsill
for
booths.
women,
I love it.
for women, by women, and she is also the quickest defender of Steve D'Angelo. That's right. It is Texas's very own Liz Grow.
Thank you for that intro, Jason. I just love that you had to give me an intro after our little tug of war with Steve with his braids.
No
You know,
tug
you
of
were
war.
on one end, I was on the other. I do have to just quickly, before I get into this crazy story, I do have to say that, you know, my relationship with Steve it's a spiritual kind of thing. And maybe Jason thinks that's
what he
weird, and I
did.
respect that.
Brainwash.
But I do think that I should be able to just put that out there, that I've learned a lot from him. Haven't had your experience, and I'm really excited to learn more about your experience, because I do care about you too. You know, I hate that you've been burned. I hate that you fucking feel this way. So I'm not going to try to convince you. I just want to understand. But you guys, we do have to get into something, okay? We got to get into the fact that authorities raid businesses to find marijuana flower and altered THC products in a dispensary in Mississippi. This news comes from WLOX news station in Mississippi. So yesterday, several businesses in the area were raided by local authorities for selling illegal marijuana products. The Hancock County Sheriff's Office, Bay St. Louis Police Department, St. Tammany Parish Sheriff's Office, and Mississippi Alcohol Beverage Control arrested 2 people connected with the shop and executed search warrants at multiple LA Harvest Company locations. I'm just so curious why they needed so much law enforcement and how much this little production cost. Okay, you would, just wait till you hear what they got. Okay, the stores were advertising selling varieties of hemp and Delta 8 products, Delta 8, but employees were actually found to be selling marijuana flower and other items with concentrations of THC above the legal limit. Agents seized more than 75 pounds of marijuana flower and 26 packages of THC-infused edible products. Narcotics agents also located extensive paraphernalia, that confirmed to authorities that the business were creating infused products of their own using an internal lab-like setup. I imagine it's not like dissimilar to Breaking Bad, season 3, Pinkman and Heisenberg at the Exterminator Company. But the business owner, Karen McLean, and employee Darren Perskins have been arrested and held on charges of sales and distribution of a controlled substance, and McLean is also facing a charge of trafficking controlled substances. Authorities want the public to know, and this is important, that some products available for purchase at LA Harvest Company contained concentrations of THC that are illegal, and their possession in Mississippi is illegal, so you could go to jail if you bought products from this dispensary, so that absolutely sucks. And that in addition to the marijuana flower being mixed in higher concentrations, don't really know what that means, the business had also altered packaging of several commercially packaged products to reflect that the THC concentration of those products was below the legal concentration allowed in Mississippi. So here again, I'm just like wondering what they did to the packaging to like fool consumers. This is just crazy. Obviously, this poses a problem for consumers, who may mistakenly believe the product is illegal or is legal when it's not. And it can also hurt someone if these products have been altered in any way. This is medicine. I would love to hear what the Peanut Gallery thinks of this story. This is Liz Groh reporting from deep in the heart of Delta 8 country for High at 9 News.
Liz, where was the store at?
This store was in, I will drop a pin, Jason. One sec. I'm actually reporting live.
I don't know how to drop it.
Right now. I'm about to smoke a Delta 8 blunt. Let's see. Oh, it's Bay St. Louis, Mississippi.
St. Louis, Mississippi.
Bay St. Louis. Don't get it twisted. Okay,
Whatever.
You got that
St.
Bay.
Louis, Mississippi, Bay.
I mean, listen, Mississippi is a state. We all know that they are,
The poorest state in the
suffering.
nation.
Yeah, they're suffering. And it just sucks. Make the goddamn plant legal. Free the plant, especially in Mississippi, where we have the University of Mississippi growing the Mississippi that has been used in research for decades in the U.S.
You know they don't grow anything stronger than Delta 6? Liz,
Dude.
you know why? You know why they don't grow anything stronger than Delta 6? Because anything stronger than Delta 6 will gum up their rolling machines, okay?
I believe it.
It's a total government effort.
Fucking believe it. Sue Sicily has done a lot of research on this very topic and will educate us all about what type of product is coming out of that program that is government sponsored. It's disgusting. It's horrible. Now more people are getting, harassed. I don't think it's good to do bad business. Don't get me wrong. If you say you're selling something, you better keep your consumers safe and give them all the information.
So,
at the same time, it's like, why do we need like all the law enforcement officers, like the SWAT team, to like come in and like take all the
Okay, all right, take a breath.
Very dangerous plant.
It is.
Do we know if this was a licensed dispensary?
No, this is not a licensed dispensary. This is a head shop. This is like
a hemp
CBD
store.
It's like a CBD store, Gretchen, that they went in and raided for selling Delta 8 products, HHC, and whatever those other THCO,
Everything else.
Dr. Mary, I mean, you deal with a lot of Delta 8 and HHC and THCO. I mean, what are your thoughts on this raid in Mississippi?
Mississippi is having a hard time with their medical rollout, and they're trying to get more people signed up, but their sign up is very, very slow, and their process, to direct the people to the website, I reviewed their process with them, is pretty lame, and I think they're just trying to redirect as much of the market that's going to the hemp derived products market at this point. They're trying to redirect everybody into the medical cannabis market, because otherwise they're going to be one of the biggest flops in the country with their medical cannabis program.
Mm-hmm.
I think the best thing they can do is try to shut down a few shops and get everybody on the run a little bit, and then go city to city with a campaign to sign people up.
Oh, campaigning around town. I mean, I think this store is ultimately going to have like a major lawsuit on their hands in regards to enforcement on them, because unless they find stuff that's in their store that's higher than what the federal government allows, I think they're going to have a case against this agency that raided them.
Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah, I never thought about that. I mean, that just is, but between now and then, how do you pay your bills? It's just unfortunate that these raids have to happen, but I guess they help, drive commerce in a different direction.
Well, fortunately, if they're in Mississippi, their bills shouldn't be that expensive.
Well, true.
Yeah, see what I'm saying?
Bills are bills, dude.
I understand that bills are bills. I agree with you on that, Liz, but I'm just saying that everything is a lot cheaper in Mississippi.
Yes.
So you're saying Clinton is
Still
the
hurts.
same? So Clinton is the same thing as a Gates.
What?
All bills.
Anyway,
No,
I have a real
That makes
question.
sense, Rico.
I have a real question. So, Jason
A
Beck,
bill is a
Yes.
bill.
you said you think the store has a case?
I think the store does have a case
Why?
because they got raided for selling technically federally legal products when they're saying that they're selling illegal products.
They had 75 pounds of flour. How is that a legal product if you're not a licensed dispensary?
They found actual weed there. How do you know that's not hemp?
It said agencies more than 75 pounds of marijuana flour and
Yeah,
26
but-
packages
but I'm saying-
of
edibles.
THC infused edible products.
I'm not buying that that's what they found. I'm buying that's what maybe the label
Okay,
says.
everybody's
and that's
lying
what
as
was there.
usual.
100% they're lying. Cops lie all the time on all this type of paperwork. Let's see what the labs say, and then they're going to be like, "Oh, sorry, this was all hemp flour." Oh, whoop-de-woo.
Jason is on a roll today. I love it, man. But let's keep.
Next.
Oh,
Where's Wildstar when we need him?
Yeah,
Come on.
hold on.
He's here with us.
This-
He's here with us.
This conservative. We have an ad
we-
first.
No. We just want to make sure that we remind everybody that we're almost at 1,000 subscribers. So if you have not already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get up to over 1,000 subscribers. We want to do it before Friday. So if you could please help us out, we'd appreciate it. But please continue, Rico.
Please subscribe. This conservative Wisconsin-rooted Fresno-based raptivist and fellow dope dad never lowers his voice when speaking for the people. And he will not allow the haters and race baiters in Joe Biden's America block out the black side of liberty. Y'all can do the math, but he's here to deliver a little bit of them language arts. Y'all know who it is. It is the governor, Nickolas Wildstar.
Listen, thank you for the intro, Rico. A small Peachum cannabis grower has had to pay a big price for a promotional video he posted to social media. Devin Daly, owner of Tall Truck, a Tier 1 indoor growing operation of less than 1,000 square feet of cannabis plants, posted a video of himself on Instagram to promote his cannabis. It was a great video, but it wasn't worth it, he said. That's for sure. In the video, which he recorded in early December and which he has since taken down, Daly gets out of a vehicle and enters a storefront in Manhattan that was not licensed to sell adult recreational retail cannabis. It was basically a spot where you could go and buy your cannabis, and then it had a smoking lounge out back, Daly said. At the time, no New York establishment was licensed for recreational sales. The first licensed adult cannabis retail establishment opened in New York in late December. In the video, Daly touts a little tasty treat from Vermont, that's for you, as he hands over a green and yellow box of cannabis products with Tall Truck imprinted on it to women behind the counter. A notice of violation from the Vermont Cannabis Control Board cites video evidence of Daly delivering cannabis to the business on the Tall Truck Instagram profile. It cites him for delivering cannabis into the illicit market in New York City. It was pretty much a publicity stunt about me potentially opening up in the New York City market for the Tall Truck, said Daly. I guess I pushed the limits a little bit. Some snitch bitch who's definitely in need of some stitches reported to the video to the Vermont Cannabis Control Board, and Daly ended up paying $20,000 in extortion fees for transporting cannabis outside of Vermont. It's a killer for someone like me, he said. In addition to the fine, the board initially suspended Daly's license for up to 60 days Daly was also fined another $10,000 for making a false statement to the board, allegedly when he told the board he would not be selling cannabis out of the state, an additional $10,000 for allegedly diverting Vermont cannabis to the illicit New York market. Those additional punishments were suspended, provided Daly abides by Vermont's cannabis regulations for the next 2 years. Daly is philosophical about the experience. You make your bed, you sleep in it, he said. You pay for your mistakes. Said just like someone who's been cucked by the government. That's why I like to say, fuck the government, stop letting them fuck you. This is Nick Wildstar, a.k.a. the governor, reporting for the High at 9 News Hour. Speak now, forever hold your peace.
Man, Nick with the fire today.
Wrong words, governor.
Yeah.
Wildstar, well, I
Felt
appreciate
good.
your opinion. However, this man is a dipshit. I'm sorry. I don't care. You can't
He is.
post a video of
He's a
doing an
dumbass.
illegal act and
Yep.
not think you're going to get in trouble. What was he thinking?
This is what I'm saying is what's wrong, okay? I listen to you guys go back and forth all day long, but you really aren't thinking like liberty-minded people. This is America, and if it was free commerce, he
No,
should be
there's
able
no
to
free
take a product.
commerce.
Wait a
How,
minute.
does this
If
man
it was
listen to the
apples-
show?
If it was apples, bananas, who would give a fuck if he's taking his business product across state lines?
And he's committing a
asking
federal crime.
Asking
He is
permission from another
lucky.
man to do so makes no sense in a free country.
The sovereign
Well,
trailer.
Bless your heart, Nickolas
I agree
Wildstar.
with-
This is
I
not
agree
a
with
free
you, Nick.
country.
I agree with you, Nick, but the
Supposed to
reality
be. What happened
is
to
that
the Constitution?
I agree with you, Nick, but the reality of it is this: is that we've created so many fuck laws that fuck us in so many ways. That the
Exactly.
reality of it is this: is that he did commit a federal crime by transporting weed and documenting it as a felony. Gave him all the evidence to
But
prove
it's
that happened.
stupid.
And I'll tell
The
you what,
fucking
I agree
law
with you.
is
I agree
not
with that,
fair.
Nick. But I'm going to tell you what: if property values were higher in Vermont, I bet you the DEA would prosecute this guy and they would seize his property.
I think, frankly,
It's
I
a
think for
plague.
how stupid this man was, I think he's getting off easy on
Oh,
the
yeah,
$10,000
he is.
fine and getting to
100%.
keep his license and whatever
Yep.
else he. Vermont did not come down hard on him at all.
Not
for
at
what
all.
He did.
No way. Not
Yeah.
at all.
Right.
He's
Troy
lucky.
Lawrence said, do you have to ask to take your pills across state line or check to
No,
see if
but it's a
actually
pharmaceutical. It's a
prescribed?
pharmaceutical drug, and pharmaceutical drugs, if you have a prescription, are allowed in anywhere in the country.
But I'm just saying, Walmart takes goods across state lines all day.
Yeah,
every
they
day.
take
I agree
illegal
with that.
goods.
I agree with that, Nick. But the point of the
Legal
matter is
according
this:
to who?
according to the
government.
United States of America.
Exactly, the government.
Yeah.
How much have you been
To live
smoking
your
this morning,
life freely.
Wildstar? How much? How much have you been smoking? Have you and Liz Grove been puffing away all day? Clearly.
Because it's all right. God damn it.
Exactly, Liz. We gotta
Because
hook
it's
up
all
with
right.
something. Shit.
Okay, like,
Oh my God, I'm loving this shit
He's
today. I'm
very
loving
good.
this heat today, man.
I love the heat, man.
I
That was-
appreciate the love of freedom. I have no problem with the love of freedom. However, this country has laws. The man broke them, and then he put them on video, on social media, for
But
the
who
whole
are
world to
those laws
see.
hurting?
He's
Are they
stupid.
hurting?
He's
He's an
stupid.
idiot.
I think we can all agree.
Listen, the only way
basically
a crime
snitched on
is
himself.
defined is if you have a victim. There is no victim, there is no crime. The state is not a fucking
Let me
victim
tell you
by
something. I'll
saying,
tell you
"Oh,
who the
you
victim
didn't
is.
give me-
There is a
you
victim
didn't
in here,
give me
Nick.
a portion of your money or get permission from me. Therefore, you
There is a victim
Good
here,
point.
Nick.
I'm going to smoke to that.
Nick, there is
Governor,
a victim.
I'm
There
smoking
is
to
a
that
victim
one.
in this crime. The victim is whoever had to smoke his booth weed. That's the victim.
Hey, the guy was clever in marketing. Don't get mad at him because he jumped the gun and got
This
on
is
the
not
camera.
clever. Then let me tell you something. This is not clever.
hey,
You know how
let
many
me ask you this.
Instagram pages there are that sell drugs and ship them across state lines? Do you know how many
Let me ask
DMs I
you this.
get from like
When the fucking
randos
laws change, when
every
the
day?
fucking laws change, because
Every
they
day.
will, because the
You must have
fucking
been
government
high.
will bend the knee to public opinion, and they're finally going to change the fucking federal laws, and you're going to be able to have interstate commerce for cannabis all day long.
When?
because big government is making money off of it. When they
Nickolas
change the
Wildstar.
laws,
Wildstar.
will you change your argument then?
Of course,
Of
because
course,
I'm a
once the law
law-abiding
be changed
citizen.
100%.
Fuck the law, because the law is what's oh, never mind. Just fuck it.
Wildstar,
No,
Wildstar,
Yeah.
keep
Wildstar.
going.
I will call
I
this
love
man
the anarchy.
Wildstar.
I
Don't
love
stop.
the anarchy, Nicholas. I love
Yeah.
it.
What's the law?
Yes.
Anarchy just means a
Videotape
world
yourself
without
while you're
rulers.
doing it.
That's all. That
We don't need the
Wildstar.
government to
is a world without
sanction every
discipline.
peer-to-peer.
We need to take our
No,
country
no.
back.
I will call this man clever, and I will call him a marketing genius when he
Stop
posts a
it.
video. Wait, Jason, back. I will call him a marketing genius when I see a video of him high-fiving a DEA agent saying, "Good job, way to take this across state lines." Then he's a good marketer. When and the man broke the damn law. I'm sorry that you don't like the law. There are lots of laws. This is how the government works. I don't like taxes. I still gotta pay them. What are you talking about? I don't understand at all how you think this man has a defense.
He's
I
a
don't see
sovereign
how you think he's
traveler.
brilliant.
I like what Mark Scaleone is saying. He says he has a Vermont CCB issued license that tracks all of his production seed to sale. This is diversion captured on video, including his own security cameras. Yep.
What's your point?
Open and shut case right there. Boom. That's how you snitch on yourself.
What if he's a sovereign citizen though?
Oh,
He's
good
not.
Lord.
He's not. There's no such thing as a sovereign citizen.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do the sovereign shit.
You are tripping. Tripping.
You
Are
got
we
me
not sovereign people?
so
We
worked up,
don't-
Nickolas the Wildstar. You froze me. Look at that.
Because she's cold-blooded.
Government did that.
You're just holding that stare real hard.
I like it though. I like this.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up, B.
Oh man, this was fun today, you guys. This was a pretty interesting show today, you guys. Yeah.
I'm hugging you all.
Thank you all for getting high at 9 with us every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific and high noon on the East Coast. Big thank you to our audience and supporters for tuning in daily and listening to not only the insanity that we say, but also the insanity that is the developing cannabis industry. Thank you to all of our haters out there for always talking and thinking about us, because we have the most immaculate pieces of property rent-free inside of your head. As a matter of fact, I think we're going to set up a new trap shop division out there just because there's no enforcement in your head. Thank you to all of our sponsors, Omar Figueroa, iSpire, DNA Genetics, for helping us rock and roll. Thank you to our correspondents for being absolutely amazing. And thank you to Cannabis Sativa L for always giving us the reason and motivation to do this on a daily basis. Thank you to Cloud Media Partners, House of Fuego, Green Street, and of course, oh yeah, Zaza Simone Brown holding us down in Clubhouse. And oh yes, thank you all for tuning in and getting high at 9 with us. It's America's #1 daily cannabis news show.